I somehow forgot to record this bit before I did the other ones. It is transfer window time. In as much of my transfer windows, this one has a lot of cuts. We brought in a lot of players. Hopefully you guys will like them. Let's get into it. Let us get into the end of season review. Obviously, a lot of this stuff wasn't with us. We didn't spend a lot of time this season with Frankfurt. Took over late in the season, but we're still interested in what they have. So, looking at the top guy, we got Fabio Kambari, B+, 13 appearances with 2 of those being substitutes. He had 2 goals and 3 assists, putting out an average rating of 7.28. I'm excited about him. I want to bring him back next year on loan. Caleb Okoli played in 16 games for us, turned into a regular starter for us. The board put out a C for that. Okay. 7.19 with him. Alfie Devine, this was not us. They was really happy with that. A- for him. Semedo wasn't us. A+. Burcham was us. B-. He put out 14 appearances with 1 sub. Put out an assist and 7.02 rating. Vlad, this was me. A-. 16 appearances, putting out a 6.98. D'Alessandro, A+ on that one. And we'll look at one of our other guys. The Ago, A+ on that one as well. See, what's interesting about this club, it's like I get, hey, that sometimes you got to, but how much should we spend on Ricardo? Okay, it was a free, so not a big deal. Let's see who else. Okay, so I'm not really interested in any of these other guys, but we're gonna have a lot of work to do in the transfer window. A lot of these, a lot of these players are dead weight, and they are out the club for me. So we had a C+. That was happy with the top half finished, considering we looked like relegation struggles earlier this season. The success was even more impressive. So finished 8th overall. Clubs that got relegated was Mainz and Bochum. I don't think the playoff has actually been played yet. Maybe it has. Moments to remember. Don't really care about them. The finances. Okay, that's okay. So this was the first full season that the German leagues was uploaded for me. So that's why there's profit in all of those. Jovic was our top selling kit alongside Sal, Silva, Paulinho, and Silas. Not many of those guys are going to be around next year. So this is how we lined up. I'm interested to see this. See if it's more of what they done before us or after us. It looks mainly like what we did. The only thing I probably would change is D'Alessandro right there on that left-hand side, but he was hurt a lot. So, fans player of the season was Sal. Young player was Semedo. Signing of the season was Okoli. Goal of the season was Sal. Top goal scorer was Semedo with 14 goals. Devine had the most assists with 6 of those. Silva had most player of the matches award. He also had the highest average rating, and Tambari had the most passes completed per 90 minutes. We're looking to bring that kid back. Let's get out of this, though. We want to see if there's any, I want to see the money. Where is the money? I don't care about any of this. Still no money? Have I missed it? Is this our money? Because if so, that's going to be a kick right in the nads. We're going to need a little bit more money than that. I wonder if it's, what is it? It's like board sets initial. It has board in the email, doesn't it? Yeah, so we haven't got it. We haven't got the money yet. So that's kind of disappointing. Not going to do that on screen. Looking at what we got next year. They want us to sign players under the age of 23, play high-tempo pressing football, work within the payroll, and top half finish. Except, of course, the next day we get the email for our initial budgets. It's not terrible, but I was hoping for a little bit more. We're going to have to sell some players to get some players. So let's actually see. Yeah, that does count that 11 million that we had in there. So transfer budget's going to be set at 30 million. Payroll of 84 million. How much did they increase that by? Not very much. So we got some work to do. And the bad thing about it is this right here. We're currently spending 80 million, but We're committed to spending $49 million, so that is a little bit better. So that's kind of good. We are going to have to make some moves going forward. Let's look at some players though. This because I don't want it just to be that little cut right there. It's kind of dumb. I'm kind of seeing who do we not think is going to make the club. So from right off the bat, so what I'm saying is from here up, these are the guys that we need to take a look at. Dominic Core. Dominic here is retiring. Milo's, I don't think he's going to make it. So we're automatically transfer listing you. Get rid of him. I don't want him on the teams. I don't think you're making the club either, my bud. So we're transfer listing you as well. You're retiring. Ryan Gauld, former Derby County player in the other save. If you're not checking that out, I'm sure you are. It gets more views than this actually does. He was part of our club for a short little time period there. I don't see you making the club as either, so you're getting transfer listed as well. Zhao, I don't see him. Oh, he's already joining a club, so he's off the book. We've already transfer listed this gentleman here because he wanted to be, so hopefully he'll get signed. Richter will probably keep just because we need another goalkeeper. Ricardo Arnold. Let's just see. So you are trained in Germany, so that is a. I'm just thinking like squad rules. I don't know. We'll make a decision on him. We'll make a decision on Sturger, Mario, and Lang at another date. I don't want to commit to that yet. I want to see expiring contracts as well. So from here up, these are the guys that have expired. So Fabio is the bottom one. Okay, so guys that have contracts expiring, we've already transfer listed him. We transfer listed him. He's leaving the club. Transfer listed, retiring. So really the biggest decision we got to make is Sturger here. I've got to make that decision pretty quickly. I don't know. I haven't even looked at the kid. I mean, he doesn't really impress me. He is already transfer listed because okay, so this is the guy that refused to sign a deal. I don't see us getting much money for him, so I'm not going to really worry about like just trying to sign this kid. I want money for him because you see he's only valued at 47,000. So I mean, obviously we'd want a little bit more than that, but I don't think we would get it. So that's a little bit kind of confusing. Players that we want to build around though this upcoming season. I would like to bring on Fabio back on loan for next year. We'll worry about that a little bit closer to his loan expiring. So Vlad's going to be here. Sal's going to be here. Jovic is gone. Silva's gone. Okoli is here. Izert is here. Ventura, Dorf, Paslak. Silas is a player that I think we can hang on to for one more year just because he can have a role for us. Leaf is a player that I'm interested in. We discussed him in the last episode. Diller, Trummer. So yeah, we got a lot of dead weight that we can sell. We also have some players that we can build around, I believe. But we got some work to do. It has been about 2 days since the last bit, so we've signed 8 players. It looks like. I may not remember why we signed them because I signed them all a couple of days ago, but we're going to try figuring that out together. And we got rid of the players that their transfers was agreed on. So just kind of going over some of those guys that we let go. We let Andre Silva go, a guy that we never played. Who else? Luka Jovic, he left. I thought there was one other guy. So those guys are done. Another player that I have sold is Ryan Gauld. He went to Rangers for $1 million. It was really frustrating because I worked a deal out with one club that said that, hey, I might be unsettled if you don't let me go here. Worked out a deal for 3.5, and then he rejected the offer. And then I put another thing out, and we got 2 bids for 3.1. So I tried to counter one of them like with 3.3, but we accepted the 3.1. The other club never responded. He rejected that contract as well. And then I just said, hey, you know what? We're going to throw you out there for whatever we can get you. and Rangers came in for a $1 million offer and signed him. So I'm glad to get rid of him. I don't think he would have ever made the squad. I think he could have had a role this year, but wasn't what I wanted in the club. So he has now left the club. I'm trying to think if anybody else has. I think we got one player. We do have one player on our way out. I don't know if he will. The Dorf. Lille has came in and offered $12.25 million for him. So he is probably going to be leaving soon too. He's unsure, but I think Lille will be able to offer him more money than we can. So I think he'll bounce away from us, or hopefully he will, and we can use that money to reinvest and hopefully bring in a couple players. That's the idea with that. Is I think we can sign maybe 2 players with what we got right there from him. I tried to bring back our boy Bertram on loan. Leicester wants to give him a shot in the first team, and then I tried Semedo. And whoever has him, I think it's Porto, wants to give him a shot in the first team. So those guys are not coming back, unfortunately. We do have some work to do in those some situations. And I think we're going to look at loanies and maybe a couple of frees if we can. I'm looking at a free center back, to be honest with you. He's an older guy. I think he's reached his full potential. Maybe for 1 or 2 years, if we can get that kind of contract out of him, I figure he will want a little bit more. Just kind of as a depth piece because we don't have many center backs. But we're done with the pre-intro for what I've done. Let's look at the players that we have signed. We got 8 of them. So starting off, we got Seekine here. Seekin, 3.5-star player, 4-star potential, right wing, inside forward, can be an inverted winger. I really like his physical abilities. He got good acceleration, good agility, good balance, and his pace. I mean, he is a pacey guy. I really like this kid. I think he's going to be a good player for us. Probably be our starting right wing. Like I said, excited about him. We bought him for $7.25 from Japan. I think that's good business. Up next, we got Domingos Cardoza, 3.5-star player, 4-star potential, attacking mid, can also play as a center mid. I like him. I mean, he's not a stud by any means, but I think he can be a really good player. He's got good agility. He's got good bravery. His flair is really good. He's good off the ball. He's got good technique. And then he's got some stuff that's on the borderline of being very good as well. He likes to get into the opposition area, tries killer balls often. He shoots from distance and he plays 1-2s. Tries long range passes as well. He's got a lot of traits. I do like this kid. I think we're going to be running with the number 10 this year. I don't know, because I haven't found the deep lying forward. Well, I have found him. I think we can sign him. I just haven't done it yet. Up next, we got Robin Eggerman. 3-star player, 4.5-star potential, striker. This kid looks amazing. Looking at his physical abilities, he's going to be an advanced forward with that kind of acceleration and agility. Wish his pace was maybe 1 or 2 higher, but that's okay. It's fine. He's got really good teamwork. His work rate, he works really hard. Looking at his technical abilities as well, he does everything we want as an advanced forward really, really well. And I like him because he's German. We did pay 4.4 from Leipzig to get him, which I think is an absolute steal. I think this play right here is a steal. Up next, we got Jose Escobar, left back options. That's 2.5-star, 4.5-star potential ability. He's decent at crossing. That's one reason why I got him in here. He's not a great player. I think he's a squad player. I think we need to bring somebody over top of him. But there is some stuff I do like about him. His decisions, his determination. I like his potential. He's got good acceleration and good agility, good natural fitness. I think he's one of those players that can get forward for us. Just would like him to work on his crossing, maybe work on his technical ability just a little bit. But I do think he's a good player. At 19 years old, how much did we pay for him? I don't think we paid much. Paid a little bit. We paid 8.25 to get him from River Plate, but I think the potential of that kind of player is good. Up next, we got Al Warfali. We talked about this kid earlier. I think this is probably our best signing, just based off of his star rating. I think there is some players that you could argue with their attributes, but if you're just looking at star rating, this is our best player that we have signed from Liverpool. We had to pay compensation. We had to pay 2.4 to get him. It was a compensation. There we go, 2.4 in compensation to get him. But I'm excited about him. Good thing about him is with him being English and us having him, at some point some of the English clubs are going to come in and try getting him, and we can raise that price up. But looking at him, really good deep line playmaker. Got good passing, good technique, his vision. I mean, he makes really good decisions. But yeah, that's where we're going to look at him is a deep line playmaker for that. I do like that player. Up next, I signed a backup goalkeeper, Rene. He's 2.5-star, 4-star potential kid. We signed him on a free. Got him from Barcelona just as a backup. So, I mean, I think that's a pretty good signing. Up next, we got the Fran here. I'm not going to try pronouncing his name. And this is a future prospect kind of signing right here. 2.5-star player, 4.5-star potential ability. He will get into the squad because he does have some really good abilities as a deep line playmaker in the defensive mid. But I want to play him right here. I want to play him in the center mid. I mean, he's got good passing. His technique's good. He's got good vision. He's not quite as good as all Warfali, but he's really good. I'm excited about him. Got good work rate as well. I think he's going to be a good player for us. And up next, we brought in Jamie Lawrence, center back option, backup, 3-star potential. Really big lad, 6'7". He can get up there. He's got good jumping reach. I'd like his heading and his. I'd like him to be a little bit better in there, but at 6'7", that's really going to help out. And he tries long range passes as he brings ball out of defense. And he is a German player, so I'm happy about that. We brought him in for 1.1 from Mainz. Got a little bit of a bargain on that one, I think. We need to look at the squad, though. Looking at the squad, so I haven't messed with the tactic. I just threw this up here so I could actually see what it looks like. If we sell the Dorf, we'll have to bring in a left wing. Like that we have to bring in a left wing at that point. I think right wing is okay with Sekan and Silas on that right-hand side. It wouldn't hurt to bring in maybe a kid on loan on right wing. I'll probably go back and actually write this stuff down so I can remember. If we play with a number 10, I would like to bring in a number 10. Another number 10. Because we got Cardoza. And because I would like to play all the Warfali in this area right here. So I would like to bring in another number 10, either buying one or bringing one in on loan, or potentially buying one and then bringing one in on loan as well. Midfield, I think I'm happy with it because we got all Warfali. We got Sal. We got the kid we talked about in the last episode, Nipping. And then the other kid that we signed that's not popping up on this list. Where is it? What's his name? I wrote his name down. Hold on. What is his name? The Fran. I don't see him on there. He may be, and I just don't see it. But we got a couple options at center mid, so I'm not really desperately looking for this area. This area I'm still not sold on. I think we definitely need to bring in another right back option. I want to bring in either one, on loan or signing one, or both. It doesn't really hurt to have enough options there. Left back options, we do have Diller, who is a 2.5-star player. So I think if we could skip out on left back. I don't want to. I want to bring in a left back, but we could skip out on that. I'd like to bring in another center back. If we could get another guy that's around the 3.5-star range, I would be really happy with that. Goalkeepers, I'm happy with what we got there. But let's say if we go with the 4-2-4, which what we was kind of running last year, we will have to make a little bit of changes. Silas, I don't want him playing. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I've dropped him down to a squad player, and I've made him mad. So I'm hoping he will let me sell him at this point because he didn't want me to earlier. He's a good player. He's not a bad player. But at 29 years old and his value being 16.25, I'm ready to move on from him and try to get another player in. So we're going to discount Silas a little bit. And if we do, we're going to bring a player in on the right wing. But looking up top, we got Gilventor and Eggerman. And that's really it. We've got to bring in another striker, either on loan, sign one. If we play with the 4-2-4, I want to have a deep lying forward as well. That's the key. And I think I have found one, so no worries on that. I just haven't signed him yet because I wanted to get through this area and discuss the finances as well. We just haven't got to that point yet. So that'll be where we're on strikers. And I think if we I think we could play both. I think we still have a lot of work to do. I think we do. We brought in a lot of players, but that would be really the only change that we would make. We would probably go for more of another striker up top instead of the number 10. But I think we could sign both type of players, and they'll probably be loan players just because we don't have the money to buy players. But the first thing we got to do is we got to get rid of the Dwarf if he decides to. I want to get that deal through so we can see if we actually can buy players or if it's all loanees at this point, because we've spent a good portion of our money, and this is something else we can do. Looking at our transfer budget, we've only got $4 million, so it's like, okay, well, it's kind of tight. But if you look at our payroll budget, we're not spending a lot of money. We're totally fine. We could bring a lot of money into the transfer budget, but keep in mind, I want to spend lower on that because I don't want to take all of the payroll and just move it to transfer. I don't want to do that. So that'll be something I'll do off screen. I do want to discuss maybe a couple players. I know I want to discuss at least one player with you, and I don't remember if this is the player. That's not how you spell his name. He's from Mines. He's a 2.5-star player. He's a little bit on the expensive side, but as a deep lying forward, I really like him. I really do like him. And I can probably see if we can find a cheaper player than him that has good passing. But I do like this. I do like him as a deep line forward. He's really good. I like his first touch. He's got good passing, good technique. His vision's okay. It's not great, but it'll definitely do in a pinch. Let's see. Ask Agent. So they say that Mines will probably want around 8.75 from him, and that's really not that bad. So that's one player I wanted to look at. I don't remember what these players are because I didn't write down what they was on my notepad. But up next, I wrote down Alex Jimenez. Ooh, I think it's this one. It is this one right here. Oh, he's under bid. Who's bid for him? Oh, okay. It's like, okay, settle down. Okay, so this is another guy that I looked at. This would probably be one of our number 10 options that we could bring in. I would like to actually sign this kid. I want to get him in, get a little bit better look at him. See if we want to do him. I probably could go ahead and try signing him, but I do want to see the star rating on him, what his potential is. But at 20 years old, number 10, I do like that kid a lot. Another kid that I wrote down. Apparently this guy, I believe, is available on loan. I don't want to spend the money on him. I remember this kid. Big Tony here, attacking mid. We could pay for him, but with him being a fickle player, I really don't want to. He looks really good as an attacking mid as well. If we signed this kid on loan, he'd probably be our starter, I think. Because I do like his passing, his first touch. He's got good technique, his vision. I mean, he's really good. I do like that kid. Either way, we need to bring in another striker. So the Yad guy, I do like him, but I would like to try finding a better option than him. Just looking at who we got here. Who else? Know that guy. I know he's not really interesting, but we'll look at him. Richard Vasco. Don't remember what he is, but I do kind of remember liking him a little bit. Another attacking mid. Looks really good. Yeah, I really like this kid. First touch. Passing, technique, good vision, good teamwork, good decisions, good I mean, this kid right here, he's a stud. I think we try to go after Richard Vasco. I think he's a really good player. Got another guy right here that we'll look at. This will probably be the last one. And these are the kind of players that I want to do because their price tags are not really expensive. So it's this one. This is a right wing option that I was looking at. He's a wonder kid. Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good. He's got good pace. He's got good acceleration, good agility, good dribbling. If we sign this guy, he would probably be I would play him as actually a winger instead of the inside forward that we've been doing. I do like this kid, though. Moves the ball to the right foot before dribble attempt. Yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of options. But I think the number one option that we got to sign is Peter Vasco. Peter Vasco is an absolute stud of a player. And one thing you might notice, I didn't have any right backs. We've got to get our right back situation and left back situation solved. I don't want to do it. Probably be loanees. What I'm thinking. We're gonna try going hard on the attack. But yeah, we've still got some work to do, my dudes. So I will be back when something has happened. Some more business has been done, and I'm really excited about what we have brought in. We got 2 loanees in. I think they're going to be really good players for us. Looking at the first one. Okay, they're not. I've got to go one more day. Let's click one more day. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Okay, I apologize. There they are. Okay, so don't you look at that stuff. Okay, I've clicked transfer history. There we go. Okay, so starting off, we brought in 2 loanee players. We brought in Hughes, Haynes, McBurney from Man City. I believe this guy is the right back option. Right back option, 3-star player, 4.5-star potential. Looks really good. He's got he's not great at anything, but he's not bad at anything. He's just a solid wing back that I'm excited to have in the club. Probably be our number 1 starter if we don't sign anybody else. Up next, we got Christopher Shepard, left back option, 3-star player, 5-star potential ability. Brought him in from Man City as well. I like him a little bit better than the other kid, mainly because he's got good pace. I mean, that's really it. He can really get forward for us. I think he's going to be a good player. And then I signed a deep lying forward striker. It wasn't the guy we talked about. This guy's another guy. I bought him because he was cheaper. Brought in Alexander Shoretz for 2.5. Can play on the right-hand side. Also play up top as a deep line forward. 3-star player, 5-star potential. He can also be an advanced forward. So he's really got a good, what's the word? A variety of skills as a striker. Being able to play as an advanced forward and as a deep lying forward. I think this guy will probably be our main striker. Like from day one, just because of his versatilities. If we go from the 4-2-4 or the other one that I can't think of. But yeah, I like him. He's got good physical abilities. He's got good determination. That was the word. Got good determination. His passing's pretty good. I wish his vision was a little bit higher, but it's okay. He's not the greatest at what he does, but for the price, I'm really happy with him. I think he's going to be a good player for us. We do have a little bit of other business that we're trying to wrap up right now. Go ahead and hide the inactives. Trying to sell the Dwarf still for 12.25. Sangaria for $3 million. Looking at, we got some players that we're trying to bring in though. So these are some players that I'm interested in. I'm kind of nervous about them because they may not make it. Like we may not make it. They may get signed somewhere else. So I'll just kind of go over them. We're looking at a right back option from Sevilla. Looking at a free transfer right now. I want to see what Sunday here looks like as a center back option. Richard Vasco, we're trying to sign him. He's one of the attacking players we talked about in the last little bit. Alex Jimenez on a free. Bobson, he's a left wing option. Looks really good as a backup. I'm excited about him. And then Komsan, left wing option as well, German player. So we have some players that we're interested in. And I think we're looking good. I think if we get through this and we get most of these players, what we'll probably do is just look for some Germans that we want to sign that we think I think has some potential. They don't have to necessarily be great players right now, but some potentially good players or some veterans that are at the end of their career on a cheap deal. So we're kind of getting a little bit closer to the season. Yeah, so we're in July. It's July 4th right now. So it's getting a little bit closer. We need to look at the team. I'm happy with what we got, though. I think it's been a really good transfer window for us. So you guys can see this as well. We got Gil Ventura, Shoretz, Eggerman all up top. They look really good. Seakan. We got Silas on the right-hand side. We need to probably sign a right wing. I hadn't done that. I'm trying to offer out Silas right now to get rid of him because he's on a big deal, and I don't plan on using him a lot. Left-hand side, we look pretty good if we bring in those other players that we've talked about. Midfield, we know is pretty good. It looks pretty good. Left back options, I think we're good on that. We got Diller, Shepard, and then the Escobar kid that we brought in. Right-hand side, maybe bring in that one. We've got one player that we're trying to sign there. I think really the only places that I haven't tried to address that we talked about in the last bit that I want to is center back and right wing. So I'm going to look for some of those players as well and see what we find. Things are starting to slow down and the squad is slowly coming together. We did sign a couple more players that I'm excited about. First of all, we got the Richard Vasco guy that we've seen earlier. 3-star player, 4.5-star potential ability. Really good first touch, good at free kicking, passing technique, teamwork. Looks to be a really solid player. I'm excited about him. He came in for $2.5 million. Good little deal there to bring in a player of that kind of talent. Up next, don't look at those guys. I don't want you to see them. Up next, we got Henning Trinks. Young player, 17-year-old, can play anywhere in these areas. I'm excited about him. He looks pretty good. He's 2-star, 4.5-star potential ability. Like I said, he's got good teamwork, good natural fitness, good acceleration. He got pretty good determination. I wish it was higher, but for a 17-year-old, I'm happy for him coming to the club. I've clicked back twice once again. I just want you to see the screen, even though I don't. Up next, we got Kevin Byrne coming in from Man City. We spent 3.9 on him. 4-star player, 4.5-star potential player. He looks really good. I'm excited about him. He's 6'3". I mean, he's got good heading, good marking, good tackling. His tackling is really good. He's aggressive as hell. He's a brave little guy, determined, good work rate, good jumping reach, and good balance. These are the kind of players that we want into the club. We missed out on a couple of the free offers that we had sent out. So we've got 2 offers still available. As you can see, we've got around $8.4 million in transfer budget. We still got a lot of payroll, so we're good on that. We can move money over when we need to. I'll show you the players. Turn Macadeli, right wing or right back option. I mean, he looks good. He does look good. He's got some good abilities. We'll discuss him a little bit more if it comes in. Peter Kovacic, we discussed him earlier. Right wing option. Looks pretty good as well. His star rating is not called up to the talent, I don't believe. But things are moving along. I think I still don't know what tactic we do. If we do a 4-2-4 or play with the number 10. But if we can get some of these other guys signed that we're waiting on, and then maybe you work on the. I don't know. I don't feel like we really need to work on the wings as much as I think we do. I think they're pretty fine. Yeah, I don't know where we stand. I kind of want to look and see where we're projected to finish now. Okay, 8th place is not terrible. Not terrible. I'd like to get that up a little bit more, though. Get it up. But I think it's because our players are not as well-known players. So we got a little bit more money to work with. But, yeah, I don't know what we want to do with this money, to be honest with you. Especially the payroll. It's like, here's you buttload of payroll, and as you guys know, I usually operate on a pretty low payroll facility. Why not ask for some stuff, right? Why not ask for some stuff while we're here? I'm just asking for all the things at this point. All right, let's see if they accept it. Well, I'll let you know if they accept it. We are already working on improving the training facilities. I asked for that a couple weeks ago. So, well, we have 2 more players in the club. And we got a little bit of other transfer news. Paulinho may be going to Leipzig. They met his release clause. So, $41 million. If that goes out, what we're going to do is we're going to look, see what is the best German player that we think we can afford at $41 million, and try to sign him. Or maybe 2 $20 million ones. Maybe split it up a little bit and bring in some more depth to the squad. But I really don't want to see that go. Like, I mean, 41 million is a good deal, though. So, you know, sadly. Okay, so we brought in 2 more players. One of them we done to discuss. Peter Kovacic, right wing option, 2.5-star player, 4.5-star ability or potential ability. He's got good dribbling. He's a determined player. Got really good acceleration and agility. A pacey guy. So I do like him. We will play him as a winger instead of an inside forward like what we've done in a lot of our other saves. But at 20 years old, he already has 16 caps for Slovak. So I like him. He looks really good. And then the other player is a right back option. Rico Dorne. There he is. 3.5-star player, 3.5-star potential ability. German player. I do like that. He's not the greatest at crossing, but I think he could get the job done. I think he can go forward at a decent ability for us. Let's look at him at wingback on support. 3-star player at that. He's not great at it, but he can do it. And he'll probably be our starting right back for most games. Maybe the loanee guy over him. But I do want to develop this kid, see if he can develop a little bit more. He's determined, he's aggressive as hell. But we're looking good right now. The side, I mean, if Paulinho stays, we're in a different position because I think he's a good player for us. And obviously he would be our starting left wing, but we're going to have to sign a left wing if he leaves. I've debated not signing a backup because I want to give our youngster Trinks an opportunity. And there was one other kid that I wanted to see, but I don't see him on here anymore. I'd have to look him up, figure out if I could find his name. But I think the squad, I think we're doing fairly well. I was going to end the episode right here, but the Paulinho stuff came up, and now it's a little bit of a toss-up to what we're going to do at the left wing option, and then if we want to bring in another center mid, he leaves. Because, I mean, really, I think that's the one place I think we could do an upgrade, because I think our striking is really good. I think our attacking, our number 10 role is really good as well. We've just got a decent amount of money about to come through, and we've already not reached our payroll, so there is some work to be done, I suppose, with this happening. Okay, this crazy transfer window is still going on. We've signed 3 more players. 2 of them are more of future investments in the club. I wanted to sign some Germans that had some potential, and these guys had pretty good price tags on them. So up first, the player that is not one of those guys is Bartolomeo Ferrari. I love it. Ferrari, 3.5-star player, 4-star potential. He will be an inverted winger for us on the left-hand side. He is going to be taking the place of Paulinho, who had just left the club for $41 million. And then after signing him, well, I mean, let's actually take a look at him, talk about him. He's got really good physical abilities. That's the main reason why I picked him. I love this acceleration, his agility, and his pace. He's got some good crossing, good dribbling. Not spectacular, but it's okay. First touch, long shots. His passing is something I'd like to get a little bit better, and his technique's really good. He's got good work rate. His teamwork is really good. He's got pretty good leader flair and determination as well as aggression. Purchased him for a 14.75, so probably our largest transfer that we've spent this offseason. Don't know if it's our most valuable, but it was definitely it was our most expensive. Up next, we signed Jens Koning from Gladbach, 2.5-star player, 5-star potential. He could play for us right now, I think, but I think we're going to loan him out. He's got good passing, good technique. He's going to be a really good deep-lying playmaker for the future. We purchased him for a decent little fee of 7.45, but I think it's just the potential that's there. El Mock we signed for a little bit cheaper than him. I've actually clicked the back button. For 3.1, we will definitely loan him out. He's a 1.5-star player, 4.5-star potential ability, attacking midfielder. Hey, good determination, really good flair, good technique. He's already putting it together in his technical abilities. Some of it's just got to catch up to the others, particularly his dribbling. And some of his physicality, he's got to get a little bit higher. But I do like him. He dictates the tempo. I think he's going to be a really good player for the future. And as we've said in the past couple episodes, we plan on being here for a little bit. You know, it's I think our second to last job before the Journeyman ends. I want to spend some time here, developing ourselves, developing this team, getting a little bit better. And obviously we've had a lot of turnover, so our team cohesion is not the greatest. It's average right now. The club atmosphere is good. We got good leadership support as well. Looking at team report, hey, it looks pretty good. I'm kind of happy with this actually. Wasn't able to get rid of Silas, so he will be our backup right wing option, I think. I want to see if there's anybody else. So that we got Peter Kovacic. So between Seacon, Silas, and Kovac, we should be good on the right wing. We know our strikers we've got enough of them to be somewhat decent. Our attacking mid, you know, we got Cardoza and we got Vasco. I thought there was another guy. We got Cardoza, Vasco. We've got 2 of those, so that's okay. We might sign another one. I don't know. I'd prefer not to, really, to be honest with you, because it feels like I've signed a good bit of them. Henry Trinks can play in that role as well. Probably did pretty well. Left-hand side, we got Ferrari. We got Trinks again. That's where I kind of want him to play, is on the left-hand side. I know his crossing isn't that great, but I don't know. And there's another player somewhere that's probably on the reserves that I want to bring up for the left-hand side. The midfield, we know Al Foley is going to be good. Sal's going to be good. We got Nipping as well. There was another player as well, but I can't think of his name. But we look okay there. Left back option, we got the Shepherd kid, the kid on loan. Looks like a pretty good player. We got Trummer and Escobar, the kid we just brought in. The center backs actually look okay. I'm happy with this. With Byrne, Oakley, Izert, Lawrence, and Dorne. Right-hand side, we got Byrne can play over there as well. We got Paslak. We got the kid on loan from Man City as well. Goalkeeper looks pretty good. So I think the squad is coming together nicely. I think we're going to be okay next year. I don't think we're going to be setting the world on fire. We're sitting in 9th place right now. I could see us being from 9th, 7th this upcoming season. I really see us making that jump. I'm not sure. I mean, some of these odds are kind of crazy, but I mean, if you look at it, so you got 9th. I mean, they've got same odds all the way up to 6th place. So we could finish decent in the league. It's just going to be tough. But guys, this episode has took a long time, and I think I'm finally done with it. Season isn't here yet, but I think I'm going to call the episode here. Ooh, that was a long episode. If you enjoyed it, though, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. Let me know who you think is going to be the key signing that we got in this season. I personally think it's going to be somebody like Byrne or Al Warfali. I'm looking at his name to see if I can pronounce it right. Those two, or even Naoki Seeking. I think he's going to be a good player. And as always, my dudes, thank you for watching.